Ever felt your heart racing or your palms sweating when faced with a task or situation? That, dear listener, is anxiety. It's a common feeling, one that has touched the lives of many. It's that nagging sense of unease that can be triggered by different situations, like the fear of being seen as a fraud, a phenomenon known as imposter syndrome, or the dread of failing at a mathematical problem, also known as math anxiety. Anxiety, in its essence, is a normal and healthy response to stress. It's our body's way of saying, hey, something isn't quite right here. But when this feeling becomes overwhelming and persistent, it can start to interfere with our daily activities. It can make us doubt our abilities, lose our confidence, and even stop us from pursuing what we want. It's not just about the big things either. It could be the small, everyday tasks that suddenly seem daunting. And it's not just you or me. It's a global phenomenon. From the high-achieving individuals who constantly doubt their accomplishments to students who are afraid of numbers, anxiety doesn't discriminate. So if you've ever felt like this, you're not alone. But the good news is, there are ways to manage it. Now, let's dive into some expert-recommended strategies to manage anxiety. Let's begin with trust. Trusting oneself might seem like a Herculean task, especially when you're grappling with imposter syndrome or self-doubt. But learning to trust your abilities and your worth is a cornerstone in managing anxiety. This is not about unfounded self-belief, but a genuine recognition of your abilities and accomplishments. Next up, let's talk about mastery. Often our anxiety stems from a fear of outcomes, of not being good enough or failing. But what if we shifted our focus from outcomes to skill mastery? Instead of worrying about whether we'll succeed or fail, we concentrate on becoming better at what we do, on learning and growing. This shift in focus can significantly alleviate anxiety. And speaking of growth, let's embrace failure. Yes, you heard that right. Embrace failure. Failure is not the end, but a part of the journey towards growth. It's an opportunity to learn and improve. When we start viewing failure as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, it loses its anxiety-inducing power. Now, let's consider specific anxieties, like math anxiety. Sometimes, the way we are taught certain subjects can induce anxiety. By reimagining how these subjects are taught, connecting them to real-world applications, we can help reduce this anxiety. Empowering ourselves with knowledge and understanding can transform fear into confidence. Remember, it's all about taking small steps towards trust, mastery, and acceptance. So, what can we take away from all this? Well, first and foremost, anxiety is a universal experience, something we all encounter at different points in our lives. Recognizing its triggers and understanding its nature is the first step to managing it. We've discussed various strategies, like learning to trust oneself, focusing on skill mastery rather than outcomes, and embracing failure as part of growth. We've also highlighted the power of real-world applications in learning and the importance of addressing specific anxieties like math anxiety. And with these strategies in your toolbox, you're well equipped to manage anxiety and thrive in the face of stress. Remember, you're stronger than you think.